Good evening, all. I hope you had a good day. I work tonight. I swear, there's nothing like having surface level conversations all day, every day, when you know what's going on behind the scenes. I mean, it's the most obscene life that I can even articulate in words, truly. I really can't. You know, I have people, it's so funny, some of the conversations that I come across at work, because you just never know what's going to come out of my mouth. But there was one particular one I wanted to touch on, given the name of who it was. And I ain't going to say it. But I could just read the energy. I could read the energy, and I could read. And somehow, some way, the conversation came to be where we was talking about morals. And what did she say? She said, I often wonder if manners and morals get misconstrued. Like manners is how you act in public, and morals is how you act when nobody's looking. I was like, oh, well, don't I agree? I said, girl, I agree with you, baby. I said, I think the whole world's lost its way. Hasn't it? Hasn't it? And as she walked out, I said, have a great day, Mrs. Morals and Values. You know? I mean, my goodness gracious. Ain't that the gosh darn truth? You know? Talking about what people do behind the scenes when nobody's looking. Man, I don't even know at this point in the venture, given everything that I do know and all the dots that I've connected and all who's involved and people that pretended to care about me, people that still pretend to care about me and feel as though they're, gonna sway me to do XYZ, respond to do XYZ, put me in a negative headspace, and, stop me from my forward motion when it comes to speaking my truth, speaking my knowledge, speaking my wisdom. And, it's just, I sent this to the FO. I'm not going away. I'm not backing down, and I'm not asking for charity. I'm demanding accountability. That's what I sent to the FOIA today. As they said, please, no more emails. Well, I responded. I did indeed, and I will be filing this. And again, obviously, the whole entire systematic ways is completely collapsing from the inside. I mean, that goes without saying. While I was at work today, I listened to a podcast. I listened to Candace Owens, a couple of her podcasts, and they were so good, so good. And I commend her. I truly commend her for straight asking questions when nobody wants to ask the questions, like when it comes to the president's assassination and what happened with that and the unfolding of the events and what all was created around it. Because like I said in other videos, look at that, my internet went out. That is something that has come to me. That was just a straight download that came to me when I was in conversation with my father, and it came out of nowhere. Never once in my wildest dreams did I ever think about that and it being a ploy. And it's crazy to me to see how everything has transpired since. And you have to understand the magnitude of the extent of how embedded the systematic ways are at this point in the venture. And again, this has been something that's been going on for decades, but every year it gets dirtier and dirtier and dirtier and more in our face, more in our face, more in our face, where there's people waking up. And it's because of the magnitude of how much darkness and deception and lies and deceit and betrayal and misuse of funding and people not being able to live. And it almost seems as though they're trying to get rid of a lot of people in different ways. and kind of take over the world in different ways. Again, for entertainment purposes only. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to understand my perceptions. But again, in my dreams, they're so vivid, it's insane. I walked outside. This was so crazy. I walked outside and I was listening to an old school Amy Grant song, I Will Remember You. And it's been thundering and lightning and raining here where I live this evening. And at the end of the song, I kid you not, there is the most prestigious lightning. I mean, it literally, like, I could feel the electricity inside my body. And it lit up the entire sky. And so I'm standing out in the middle of the parking lot, essentially, almost. And it was towards, like, the end of the evening. And so there wasn't a lot of people around me. I mean, a lot of cars. And it was literally near, like, right in my bird's eye. Like, right freaking there. And thunder came a couple of seconds later. And I mean, I felt it. I felt it inside me. Like, I can't even I can't even fully describe. And I'm like, I hear you, God. I hear you. I hear you. I know a lot of people have a lot to say when it comes to me. My walk, how I move, how I articulate things, how I am. This can't be. God couldn't have chose her, you know. And that's the thing. That's the conundrum of it. You know, so much of the world right now has lost the true essence of Christ conscience, right? When you walk with a Christ conscience, you don't walk with an ego. You don't walk with a self. You look to Christ conscience, God, the most high source, for everything. For everything. You don't look to anything outside of Him for needs. You know whatever you need will be met. At least for me. And you just don't run on ego. Like, you just don't run on ego. Like, I'm here to inspire people, and people inspire me every day. Right? And we've lost a sense of connection. Genuine connection. There's so much disingenuousness right now. It's not even funny. I mean, it's so hard for me. That's why I enjoy staying in my four walls, because I feel the disingenuousness. But I do see the magnitude of where and how God is using me in so many different facets. And it is beyond me. It is truly beyond me. And if you find yourself on the fence where you're feeling some sort of way, and it's because you know what you do behind closed doors, and then you walk outside and you're one way. Well, those are masks. You're wearing masks. You're not being authentic, and it wears on the outside by bitter, jealousy, anger, envy, hate, lies, coercion, bribery. I mean, it's how it unfolds. It's how it unfolds. You can't run from that, because it's the truth. And it wears on you. It wears on your soul. It wears on your heart. And people have to get to a place and recognize and take accountability that you're walking angry, and you're walking bitter, and you're walking mad because of the choices you make. It's not anything outside of you. You have to recognize the fact that you carry those emotions because you allow those emotions to be carried. You have control of your thoughts. You have control of your actions. You have control of your emotions. You have control of how you treat people. You have control of how you talk to people. Like, this one girl came in, she went to another department store. She told me that the guy insinuated that she was a SLUT, and he worked there. I'm like, if I was there right next to her, I mean, it just infuriates me how people treat people. It really does. I'm numb to it, so nothing phases me. Nothing phases me, but not everybody is. Not everybody's numb to it. And you guys have got to stop with the hate and being mean to people for no reason, because you're insecure. Because you're insecure. That's all it is. That's all it is. Hate is from insecurities. So you think about that the next time you're being hateful.